Good afternoon. I now call the General Assembly meeting of Johnson County Community College Student Senate to order at 12 p.m. noon. Today is Monday, November 22nd, 2010. I will now entertain a motion to adopt last week's meeting minutes, which is at the bottom of this week's agenda, and then further on we'll continue on with adopting this week's agenda.
Motion to approve last week's agenda.
Second?
Second.
All right. Motion passes. We'll now continue on with the adoption of this week's agenda.
Motion to adopt this week's agenda.
Second.
Second.
Motion passes. All right. We'll now go through with roll call, starting with Eric, and then we will continue on with roll call with our guests. And first time to do something. Eric?
All right. Eric Mimbadi, Senator.
Rashad Hodges, Senator.
Samuel Chagui, Senator.
Teresa Artanto, Senator. Rebecca Gaki, Senator.
Josh Hall, Senator.
Victor Ochoa, Senator. Jeremy Walsh, Secretary.
Henry Bazare, Parliamentarian.
Corey Parrish, President.
John Kohler, Vice President.
Amir Chalian, Treasurer.
Alicia Nichols, Senator.
Gina Villano, Senator.
Zara Chaudhry, Senator.
Alex Rianian, Senator.
Chris Robbins, Senator.
Mindy Kinnaman, Advisor to Student Senate.
Oh, I'm Erica Santiago, Corey's girlfriend.
Heidi Godke, Rebecca Godke's mother.
Alex Stewart, Amir Chalion's friend.
Renee Arnett, guest.
How visitor? Morgan Kyle, Michelle's friend.
Jacob Hashim, Prospective Senator.
Kevin Clark, Prospective Senator.
Now that we have all of our guests here, to our knowledge, welcome to all of you who are family and friends for our Family and Friends Day here at the Senate. Thank you for being here with us, and we hope that we don't bore you too much with all of our mumbo jumbo and our official talk. So we'll move on, and I'll now, really quickly, I will, with the permission of Vice President, Secretary, the Treasurer, and the Parliamentarian, I would like to entertain a motion to hold an election for a senator. Jacob will now entertain a motion to hold your election, and if you'd like to come up, I'll yield 5 minutes over to you to give a speech and explain a little bit about yourself, and we'll move into the voting.
Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Hello, Senators, board members, and guests. My name is Jacob Hashim, and I am a sophomore here at JCCC and a full-time student. I stand here before you to pitch why I would make a good senator. I won't take too long, as I am a firm believer that speeches should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to keep it interesting. Having attained the rank of Eagle Scout, I am capable of organizing, motivating, and cooperating with others to achieve a common goal. Also, this means I am no stranger to reaching out to our community to lend service and aid. I am team-oriented, task-motivated, and intellectually sophisticated. Being a student of philosophy, I pride myself on my analytical and critical thinking skills, and am able to keep an open mind to different ideas and suggestions, and will entertain any logical reasoning, so long as, even if it differs from my own beliefs. One thing that you've probably noticed is that I speak with a stutter. Let me clarify that I have dysphonia, which is the medical term for congenital speech disfluency, and not that I am anxious or nervous in any undue way. I would ask that you not to ignore the stutter, but to pay more care and attention to the thought and care that I take to the words that I speak whenever I contribute to a conversation. In closing, I'd like to say that I am a fun-loving person with a great sense of humor that enjoys getting along with people of a wide variety of backgrounds, such as the fine men and women I see here performing today. Thank you for your time and attention, and I look forward to working with you all very soon.
Well, are there any questions? Okay. Jacob, Jeremy?
No.
Okay. Jacob, if you excuse us for one moment, step outside the room while we go into voting session. Thank you. Well, he likes the skirts, doesn't he? I think he's really happy that we have more women here in the Senate than we do men. He probably wouldn't enjoy most of us board members in skirts, so it's always good. Okay, well.
I can speak
I can speak for Jacob.
Mr. Secretary, hold on, Mr. Secretary, hold on.
I can speak for Jacob. I know him personally. I know he's a good guy. He's very well organized and a detail-oriented type of person. I personally feel that he would be a valuable asset to the Senate.
Any other comments, questions, concerns whatsoever? John?
He's definitely well prepared, like giving his speech.
Yeah.
He's ready for it.
Yes. Anything else? All right. Mr. Vice President, along with you, I will, Secretary, if you could record the vote. All those in favor for, I'm sorry, I've lost words. All those in favor for making Jacob the senator, quorum.
We can keep at it.
All those in favor for making Jacob the senator, say aye.
Aye.
Nay? Abstentions? All right. Motion passes. Jacob's now a senator. Mindy, if you could do the honors for the senator. Great. Jacob, welcome to the Senate.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. As I was telling the Senate before you left, when you left, don't expect any of us up here in skirts. We don't look at them, we don't do them. But we do look forward to having you here with us and joining our family and working on behalf of our college and our institution and our community as well. So you're more welcome to take a seat now, as you are now a voting member of the Senate. And congratulations once again on your election.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. To Kevin, I think we have one more meeting for you, and then you'll be over here with us as well. So I can't wait to entertain that election in the next 2 weeks. All right. Next order of business, I will now yield 20 minutes over to Ms. Renee Arnett, who will go through the strengths personality test.
Well, thank you for the invitation to join your Senate meeting this afternoon. Thank you to Corey for extending that to me. I am the director and career counselor of the Career Development Center. How many of you know where we're located on campus? Very good. Can you share where we're at? Go for it, Corey.
No. Second floor next to the counseling office.
Very good. Second floor in the Student Center, right
Student
next to
Center,
the
thank you.
counseling office. Financial aid is on that floor. And previous to this semester, we were known as the Career Services Center, but now we're the new Career Development Center, and we're the place on campus for you and your classmates to go to discover the possibilities as it relates to college majors, various careers, job opportunities or internships, and preparing yourself for those, or quite frankly, just to discover yourself. College is a discovery part of your life, and though some of you may have an idea of what you want to do while you're here, or even beyond JCCC, we're here to help you with that, because we know students change their minds as they learn new opportunities. This organization that you're a part of gives you great opportunities to learn more about yourself or stretch yourself in the skills and leadership opportunities, and so sometimes you change your focus of your goal. And so this afternoon I'm here to share with you one piece of what we offer students at the Career Development Center, and that is a number of different assessments. We also have a free choices workshop to help you learn about the career decision-making process. And I wanted to take a minute and show you where we are located on the college's website. Off the home page, you click on the left bar where it says Jobs and Career Services. And we are the column right in the middle for students. The one on the right is for community members. The one on the left is for anyone seeking employment here at the college. So if you click on this, you'll get right to our home page. And the first link is to learn about yourself. The decision-making process is illustrated there in that you'll see arrows going in both directions. So that means that there's not a starting point nor an ending point. It's a lifelong process. And though some of you have made your decision, possibly, with what you want to do in college or beyond, some of you may be evaluating your decision or still exploring your options, which is very viable for students as they select different coursework here. But many students I've seen commonly don't take the time to discover who they are, to learn about different aspects of themselves, to help make sure that the choices you make, the decisions you make, are based on your personal talents, your personal interests. And here's the important thing, is that your interests, skills, and values constantly change. So sometimes when you take a snapshot of that, a couple of years later, you're like, well, I'm now interested in this, or I now feel that this is important. And, or you learned something new and now you want to test out that new skill. That's very common. But the two things that remain constant through your life are your personality and your talents. You're born with those. However, as an adult, you're learning what they are because you've used some of them in your lifetime, but maybe not to the fullest capacity. And now as a college student, you have an opportunity to really become that top achiever in college. And so, I've got handouts for you on a number of different things.
We can have somebody up here take care of that if you like.
Okay, that would be great.
Thank you.
I have a number of handouts for you.
Thank you.
And for fun, I brought you some new pens.
I think that's the first time we ever had a guest bring us gifts.
Bring gifts, yes, from the new Career Development Center. So
Great tidings of joy.
there you go. 'Tis the season, right? So as those are coming around, you'll get a brochure. You should get a couple PowerPoint slides. You should get a blue handout and a white handout. So you should get 4 items in addition to the pen. Thank you. So if you look at the PowerPoint slides, you'll see on there that it's all about becoming a top achiever in college using your natural talents. And I've given you a picture, a snapshot of this career decision-making process to help you understand how all this information that I have to share with you today fits into the big picture. The career development process that you undergo while you're a college student is really a longer process because it's lifelong. And at several points in your life, you'll be discovering yourself, but also answering several questions with every decision that you make. Whether it's once you graduate, you're ready for that job. Once you're in a job, you're ready for that next challenge or next project. Once you're in that job, maybe you're looking for advancement of your career, or how to get involved in the community to develop your leadership skills. And so the 3 basic questions are, who am I, where am I going, and how am I going to get there? All based on goal setting and goal analysis, but more importantly with you. Your values, however, are continually being challenged, continually being aspired to, and help guide your process. And I want to take for a minute the first activity that I brought with me today, and it's the blue sheet. On the front, it says, what I do best. And there's a listing of all the various activities. Sure. Okay. All the different activities associated with a job or career. And so I want you to look through this list and check the 5 that you think you know you would be best at in a job or a career. So take a minute to do that. once you've completed identifying what you do best at, the things that really accentuate your talents, turn it on the back and you'll see a short list now that says what I want most in the place I work. So look at that shorter list and identify 2 or 3 of the things that are going to be important to you in whatever work environment that you will seek, whether it's now as a college student or beyond. Okay, this is a simple exercise that kind of really taps what's important to you. And I want you to share with your neighbor on either side one of each of what did you select and exchange selections with each other. What did you select of what you do best at, that you're looking for in a job or career? And on the back side, what you want most in that work environment. Go ahead and take a couple minutes and exchange your selections with your neighbor.
It's obvious.
I didn't see it. This is the
She said to be on there.
Indecisive bonds, but some of them would be striving to know more, working hard.
And I did like, there's not one that says I leave a lot of That's still like check.
Be the boss.
Be the boss. Part 2. What do you want the next?
It's just one person. Be my own boss.
Me too. It's gonna contradict each other.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I've never tried myself, but it worked pretty well. If I was filing out.
Yeah, I'd be afraid of good friendship.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Did anything surprise you from the list?
Thank you.
Did anything surprise you from the list?
So ours are the same.
They were the same. Okay. What else?
I think I saw some things that I could work on doing better and being more, things that I don't necessarily equate into my life right now.
Okay, so they showed you areas of potential growth, maybe areas that you can challenge yourself. Maybe they served as a confirmation of things that you already do, but maybe taking it up a notch. Very good. And, you know, it wouldn't surprise me that maybe you'd see some similarity among yourselves. You are kind of some of our top achievers as leaders on this campus. And so I want to direct your attention to the PowerPoint slide on the handout that I gave you of top achievers. Gallup, I know all of you know who Gallup is, because during the political elections, you always hear Gallup polls say this and Gallup polls say that. Well, the assessment tool that I'm going to be talking to you about now was actually developed by Gallup. Don Clifton, who worked for Gallup, spent about 35 of his years of his lifetime really studying what's right with people. Our society a lot of times looks at what's wrong with people and wants to fix people or look for the deficiencies, but he always wanted to look at what's right with people. What makes people succeed? And what he found out is illustrated here in these 4 points, that top achievers set goals slightly higher to what they are currently achieving, where low achievers set goals that are almost unrealistic to what their abilities are. Top achievers also learn how to capitalize on their own personal uniqueness as they learn. So though they may use their own skills and talents to compare to others, they still capitalize because they know what's unique to them. Top achievers also build their academic and personal lives on their talents, and they invent ways of developing and applying their strengths in areas where they want to improve and achieve excellence. And that's where the Strengthsfinder talent assessment tool comes in. In this brochure that I've given you about the various assessments that we have available, open it up and you'll see to the far right, the Clifton Strengthsfinder 2.0 Talent Assessment is an assessment that we make available for students to go online and pay online to take the assessment. $12.50 is the actual cost. And really, when you start thinking about, okay, how do I spend $12.50 a day? You could probably spend that on your lunch or dinner, or maybe just put in a couple gallons of gas on in your car, or a couple lattes a day. But if you really want to look at yourself and look at the investment that you can make in yourself, $12.50 is a small investment for the amount of information that you'll learn about yourself. And all of my staff are trained in career development and are newly trained as strengths educators. So if you were to go online and take this assessment and bring in your results to the Career Development Center, they're going to tell you a lot more than what I'm going to be able to share with you today. But today is just a teaser. I want to pique your curiosity about what you can learn more about yourself in taking this assessment tool. Select the handout that looks like a bunch of writing. It's the white handout. When you take the Strengthsfinder talent assessment, it is compiled of 34 talent themes. And what it does is, through a series of questions, it identifies where your 5 signature talent themes are the highest out of the 34. And so you don't have that information in front of you, but I did provide you with all 34 talent themes that are available. So what I want you to do right now is skim the talent themes. Just quickly skim. And a lot of the times, even the words itself will be triggers to what the talent theme means. Go ahead and pick your top 5 as a self-report, okay? So let's take a couple minutes and skim the list of 34 and select your 5 and indicate which one is what you think your number 1 is.
Renee, I have a quick question.
Yes.
When we, after we pick these, would you mind if we went around and asked the senators at least one of their talents?
Certainly.
So we can,
That would be great.
thank you. strengths as well?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Definitely working the camera, I can tell you that.
Does anybody need more time? Yes, okay. Okay, before we get into sharing about the talents, let me give you a little bit of background. Don Clifton, as I said, spent 35 years of his life studying what's right with people, and what they found was that there was a difference between a talent, a strength, and a weakness, okay? Now, I know many of you have gone on job interviews, and so sometimes a typical interview question is, tell me about your strengths, tell me what a weakness is for you. How would you define, not giving me an example of that, but how do you define what a strength is and what a weakness is to be able to give an example in situations like that?
Sorry.
So just a generic understanding. What do you think a strength is?
A strength is something that proves to be beneficial to you. It maximizes your potential.
Excellent.
More pros than cons.
Very good. I love that, maximizing your potential. Very good. How about a weakness? How would you define?
Just something that'll it tears you down and something you need to work on but I guess it gives you strength to work on it. I guess.
Very good. I think it could be something that maybe drains you, as you said, wears you down. It could be something that you can improve on, but different than the strength, it may not have the same potential as a strength. And so how Gallup defined it as part of the Strengthsfinder tool, a talent is a raw strength. It's something that you were born with. It's a natural gift, basically, of your emotion or your behavior or your thinking. Just like, in my little diagram here in the slide, that little guy that's got his muscles, think of your talent just like the muscles in your arm, okay? You were born with that muscle. What happens when you go to the gym and start working on weight lifting or doing some type of physical exercise?
It gets stronger.
It gets stronger, okay? It can perform greater things, okay? So a talent is a natural gift. It's a raw strength. When you build it, it becomes a strength, and a strength is a near perfect performance every time you use it. Just like your muscles. What happens when you stop going to the gym, stop exercising and working out? What happens to that muscle?
Become weaker.
Yeah, it gets weaker again. So just like your talents, when you don't put them to work, when you don't consciously use those talents, they don't sustain to be a strength because it takes energy, it takes commitment. But when it does work, that's when you become this top achiever. Those top achievers have known about their talents and they consciously work at building those talents into strengths. A weakness, on the other hand, may be something that maybe you're not very good at, but it could be something also that you're good at, and people always say, Rebecca, you're so good at that, I'm just going to keep giving you those kind of projects. But those projects actually drain you, okay? Where a strength is something that empowers you. It's something that makes you stronger, and it excites your energy to want to do more. But sometimes a weakness, though you might be good at the skill, could actually drain you of your energy. And then there are those weaknesses that they're never going to become a strength. And we know which ones those are. But if we ignore our weaknesses, what do you think they could do to our strengths?
Bring them down.
Yeah, they could bring them down. Because unfortunately, your courses, your roles on this board, your responsibilities on the job aren't always going to be centered around what your natural talents are, okay? No one's going to craft that ideal job for you. So in life, there's going to be those opportunities for you to build your talents, create strengths, but also have to do things that you're maybe not as good at or they drain you. But you can't ignore those. And so you can manage your weaknesses, and I give you a couple examples of how to do that there. And in school, you already know what things kind of energize you. It could be the assignments in a class. It could be activities, leadership activities like this. What type of things naturally draw your attention to be able to volunteer or to get involved? What are the things that after you do them, you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that project, I completed that assignment, and you're energized by how great it was, and you can't wait to do more. Or when you get involved in something, it just comes automatic to you. It just is free-flowing thought, and you don't have to think about step A, B, C. You're already on D, E, F. That's a clue to your natural talents. That's a clue that your natural talents are at work, because your outcome is excellence. It's top success. And so, Corey invited us to have some of the senators look at their talents and identify. Now again, this is a self-report, but a lot of times this self-report is pretty insightful to what you would get in more detail taking an assessment. So as a start, let's go around and I'll let you as president facilitate calling on your senators, and if you wanted to follow any order.
Back and forth. We'll start with Jacob. This is the first thing you have to do as a senator. If you don't do it, then we'll kick you out. Just kidding.
I think one of my strengths is being a good learner. I'm constantly looking to, learn more and improve my repertoire of intellectual knowledge.
Eric.
One of my strengths would be belief. I believe in people. That everybody has a purpose in life, and if treated equal and given equal opportunities, we can achieve something in life, greater things. So I look within the potential of somebody, and you can learn it by asking me questions, talking to him. Some questions trigger things that you can learn about a person. And if you ask that person what his strengths are with a different question, then you might not get the same answer, but something like that. Yeah.
What am I? Includer?
Okay,
Yeah, I include everybody and anybody.
great. Sam?
Relator. I like teamwork.
That's very much you. Teresa?
Analytical. I try.
Really?
I try to look at things.
No, not harmony. Analytical.
Try to look at things from all sides and make sure I'm not biased.
We both would have said harmony for you.
Well, that too.
Yep. That's good. You have 5. Rebecca?
Sounds funny, blue. Like, I definitely love meeting new people and just, like, getting to know people and just finding a connection with people.
That's how we're friends after all. Josh?
Communication.
Communication's
I'm
good.
really good at expressing myself and talking to people and presenting. I'm very comfortable presenting in front of people, so
How important is communication as a senator?
extremely important.
Because if you're on your what,
Feet.
Zara? Thank you, Sam. You think best on your what?
Feet.
Thank you. I was coming for you because that's your competitor.
I chose futuristic because I'm always looking ahead and setting up sub-goals to get there.
That's great.
I've actually taken this one before, and I know that my top, it's either the top 1 or 2 was strategic, and I usually have a pretty good talent for picking out patterns and seeing what's going on behind the scenes.
Come on, good.
Harmony. I don't like conflict.
Obviously, nobody's on a committee with them. Go on. Yes. Competition is mine. I like to win all the time.
Striving for excellence.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win. John?
I could relate to Sam because I also believe that I'm pretty strong in the relator category. So I feel like we're all different people. It's kind of good to get to know everyone's personal stories to kind of know what they're going through and ways we can overcome any obstacles that could be in their way as a team. And people are a lot of good people around here. So.
I chose positivity because I just don't get stressed out that easy, but I get things done. I'm just happy most of the time. So.
Very good. And I'll go ahead and share mine. I've taken this assessment, and my number one is maximizer. And it's because I focus on strengths and talents to bring about individual or group excellence. And I'm really thrilled to be here because this is part of that. You know, I'm excited that, look at the diversity of talents coming out. Great, thank you.
One of mine is responsibility, because I take it pretty seriously when I'm given a task or I say that I'm going to do something. I nearly kill myself to get something done, as you can tell with my voice. I would say meeting new people.
Achiever.
I'd say discipline would be one. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Here says you don't have it. That's what he said.
I would say futuristic.
Boy.
I think I'm a good learner and I do learn things fast.
That's great. That's great. So, obviously, with all the talents that we have here on the Senate, there should be no reason why we don't execute and use all of these talents to the best of our abilities. It's not working right now with competition because we're in 20th place with penny wars, or with wooing other people, or even with Maximizer, or with the vice president as being related. Yeah. So with that said, I think that what we really have to work on as a Senate, which was the whole reason for this exercise, is to work on our strengths more and maximizing those strengths to the best of our ability, and then using them together to learn from everyone else's strengths, so that we can also take those along with us and make sure that they're not weaknesses any longer. So, Renee, I really want to thank you.
Sure. What's very instrumental in this is that no two people are alike. And though you heard some similarities, when Gallup does the analysis of all the individuals that have taken the Strengthsfinder 2.0 talent assessment, they have found over 300,000 different combinations based on the order that they are, okay, when you rank your top 5, when you actually take the assessment. And when you go statistically and start to look at the weighting of percentage of numbering of importance, it's almost 33 million different. So no two of you are going to be alike. And what would be really cool is maybe over the course of the next semester, Corey, your board takes this, or the Senate takes this, and I come back and do a team talent map where we can map out where all your team talents are and see which of the 4 leadership categories your team has most all their talents in, and that will help you as you look at the various goals and projects that you're undertaking to see where you need to pull from different talents. And so what I would leave you with is just some challenges, because we know that top achievers, once they tap their talents, get success. I've given you 2 questions here that you might ask yourself as you wind down this semester, but also as you plan for next semester. Think about it in terms of your coursework, asking yourself, which of my talents will I be able to apply in this class? And what strengths will this class help me to create, help me to build? And the picture that I've given you is resources that we have available in the Career Development Center, that once you take this Strengthsfinder talent assessment, come and talk to any number of the staff that are there that can help you learn what your talents, your top 5 talents mean to you individually, how they can help you academically, how they can help you in your career goals, but also your leadership, which is part of your involvement in this organization. Thank you very much for your time. You're welcome. Thank you.
It has been discussed within the executive board and also with our advisor that for those of you who have not taken the test yet, would like to take the test, we will look into trying to secure the funds in order to have the test taken for you as another gift for us, because we do like to spoil you every now and then. So we'll get with you and we'll see what we can do about that. Thank you, Renee, again.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. All right. With that said, we'll now move on to the next item on our agenda. Yes. I will now yield the time over to the treasurer for his starting of the exec board announcements, and we'll move down and continue through there. Mr. Treasurer.
We're not meeting tomorrow, but the budget committee is going to meet next Tuesday with the International Club and the Ethiopian organization. So be there.
And then Interclub will be meeting this following Wednesday since we'll be on break, and that'll be in Rainier Center in 145.
And then service and fundraising will not meet on Friday, but they will meet next Friday and possibly another time before that as we prepare for our December project and we finish up with our November project, which I would like to commend Teresa on, which is very successful. I saw a Banana Republic bag and the clothing drive and the clothing bin the other day. So I want to commend you on all the great work that you're doing. And we'll have to probably get our Senate cubicle back anytime now and move all those other clothes down.
Green Committee today at 1.
Public Relations will not meet this Wednesday. We will meet the Wednesday following the Thanksgiving break, COM 102, 2 o'clock.
All right. Well, that was quite easy. We'll now yield time over to the advisor for her announcements.
All right. Several things. First of all, just a reminder about letters for the troops. Those are due to me. You only have to write 2 letters, but those are due to me by the 6th.
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. The other thing is the Invisible Children fundraiser that we've been doing, Penny War being one of those, has raised over $700 so far toward their goal of $2,500. The Penny Challenge of Loan has raised over $255, and tomorrow is the last day for that, so bring out all of your pennies because the Senate is in dead last. With negative $74. Or if you want, Corey had a good idea, or actually it was Amir's idea of pulling everyone else down with us. So bring out your dollars, your nickels, dimes, and quarters.
And that's the current leader, number 1.
Oh, it changes every day. I think it was Mama you went, or no, it was Honor Student Association.
And then number 2 is OBC, and it goes on from there. So.
The top 5, 4 of the top 5 are actually groups who did participate prior to Friday. So anything can go.
The parliamentarian commented that that's just how much we're hated on campus. That's how much people don't like Senate.
Hey, we initiated a challenge and they really want to see you deliver some pizza.
All right, next announcement.
My last announcement is we are seeking people to be on the academic excellence team. Basically, it's the college version of Quiz Bowl, and we play against other schools in the Kansas area. I'm the advisor for Johnson County. If you are interested and would like more information, just stop by and see me.
Great, thank you. All right, we'll now move into open forum. Alicia, wait on that.
Right after Senate, I'm going to be working on the poster for the Photos of Santa. If anybody wants to help, it'll be up in the CSI. And the sign-up sheet is up on Mindy's store there.
Yes, yeah. Go on.
We are going to be seeking donations of Christmas wrapping paper and empty boxes and ribbon because we need to make like little Christmas gifts to stick under the Christmas tree. So if you have any of that stuff, bring that to the Center for Student Involvement.
And I was also going to add something as well. If it would be at all possible, Alicia, if you would like, I would like to extend out an olive branch to you from the rest of us here on Executive Board and everyone on the Senate, that I really want to utilize everyone on the Service and Fundraising Committee to help you in any way possible. I know that this is very stressful for you, as all events are for everybody. With Dr. Calloway coming and most of the staff and faculty, the entire college and community members of our community of Johnson County, I think it would be almost imperative if we had everyone working in the Senate, and not just yourself and not just those on the committee, but everyone, whether they're on service and fundraising at all. So I want to extend that out to you. I know that that's going to be okay with everyone here on Senate because it is a senatorial duty. If there's anything I can do to help alleviate any situation or problems for you, please let me know. You're welcome. Anything else? Teresa, you want to give us an update in November?
Well, pretty much there's only 1 week left after Thanksgiving break. It'll end on the 3rd, which is a Friday. I'm glad that we have a lot of responses for the clothing drive, but not so much for the food drive. So.
You need more food?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get on that. Okay, with that said, anything else from anyone else at all? Alex,
I just want to note before we end today's meeting, Jeremy and I are currently sitting on SSC, which is Student Sustainability Committee, and given that I won't be on the committee for next semester, I'm just putting this out there for anyone who's interested to sit on that committee. They meet every other Tuesday, I believe, from is it 3 to 4? 3 to 4:30 about, and it's really similar to the Green Committee here on campus, but they carry out a lot of different projects here. Some of them end up being very expensive and contribute a lot to our community in Johnson County. So if you're interested in that, just please let me know, or maybe speak with Jeremy about that.
And then I think we have one more opening on another committee for
The
Student Media Board.
Yeah.
And if we could, you want to explain a little bit about that? Maybe we can get someone to look into that.
Student Media Board is composed of other professors and other members of different organizations on campus, and basically they are a board to help regulate what's happening with the media here on campus, involving the newspaper, the radio station, and the TV station. It is a voting position, so anytime something would pass where something needs to be approved, it would need to be voted. We do have to have 2 Senate seats in there, and we'll be looking for another one. So anybody who's interested in joining that can see me, and I'll get you more information.
Wonderful. All right, one last quick announcement. Next week, I'm going to give you a little bit of heads up what's going to happen. We'll have, my understanding, constitutional ratifications going through next week. Also, we'll talk about a new performing arts committee and how we can structure that at the discretion and request of Dr. Calloway. And then also we'll continue on with clubs, organizations, and budget. All right, so that's taken care of. Also next week, you need to have your what? Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. You need to have your letters for the troops. And if there's anything else that we can help you with, please let us know. Today was a pretty relaxed meeting. Not too much business that we had to take care of. All of you go home, have a great Turkey Day. Enjoy. I'll now entertain a motion.
Real quick question. For clubs that need to get their constitution in, how do they do that officially?
Go straight to me. Hold on. Let's not pack up yet. We still have someone speaking. Mindy.
And this goes to anyone who's in a club or organization that does not have a constitution. They do need to be turned into Com 309. We keep that in your file. And every club on campus needs to have one.
Got it? All right, great. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. All of us. Take a second.
Second.
All right. Great holiday, everybody.